Hey everyone. It's been a while. Uh Not exactly the big comeback to streaming and recorded video content creation that I was expecting way back when I set out and on my plans and joining the world of madness and everything. Um let's just say this has definitely been one of those months where life has thrown pretty much every little curveball it can at me. And it's about time that I owe you guys an explanation as to what is going on, where I've been, why I haven't had any videos or streams lately. Those of you who are on the Salt Mine Discord, you've already kind of know what I'm about to say because I've been managing to just barely keep you guys in the loop. Way back at the beginning of October, I came down with what at the time seemed to be a case of sinusitis. Um, that laid me up for about a week and a half. And after a week and a half, I really wasn't getting any better. In fact, I started getting even worse. For those of you who don't know, I'm a diabetic. And after about a week and a half, my glucose levels started spiking on me and started falling out of control, which is not a good thing. So that was my first trip of the month to the ER. Uh, Diagnosed as severely dehydrated, despite the fact that I was doing everything I could to drink fluids. So they packed me full of fluids until I was stable and then sent me home, and everything was supposed to get better from there on out. Well, I made it 2 more days before I was back in the ER. Um, Basically, what happened is I wasn't exactly getting worse. I wasn't exactly getting better, but the thing that sent me to the ER that time was my vision started going in and out in one of my eyes. And with my family's kitchen sink medical history, stroke is a very real possibility. So naturally, losing one's vision, temporarily or otherwise, aside from being extremely scary, is also very much a you get your ass to the hospital and get yourself looked at. And that opened up a whole can of worms. Since then, I have been back to the ER a third time. I've had CAT scan, I've had MRIs, I've had an MRV, I have had all manner of blood work done. And at this point, there's a spinal tap that will be getting performed in the near future. They just have to wait for some of the drugs that they gave me for blood thinners when they thought it could have been a stroke to get back out of my system so I can actually safely have the spinal tap and not potentially bleed myself to death. So, suffice it to say, at this point, the leading thought is that my wee little brain is holding back a bit too much pressure. Not anything from blood, but from all the other wonderful fluids that float around up there and things that, keep your brain padded and all that wonderful stuff. That the drains aren't quite working all that well. So, needless to say, my vision is still suffering. There, I am on some drugs to try to help that out a little bit, but it's not a perfect world. I definitely don't feel 100%. And when you've got a vision that can cut out at any point or just start acting wonky at any point, it doesn't really lend itself well to doing things like gaming and whatnot. So that is where things are at currently. Uh, it'll probably be a few more days until I can actually get the spinal tap done. And then, of course, they've got to actually look at what they get out of all of that and try to figure out what actually is going on. It's about probably, I would guess, 70-80% sure that they know what's going on at this point. But as far as kneeling down an actual treatment, that I think we'll definitely have to wait until after we get the tap done for sure. So, unfortunately, at this point, I don't really have a good point in time in which I know I'll be back. Um, there's just a lot of unknowns at this point. Obviously, I'm on a bit of a mental roller coaster. There's definitely also going to be 20 million bills to pay because three different stays in the ER, plus all of the diagnostic tests that have been done. I'm sure it's going to be quite a whammy that'll be hitting soon. Not to mention the fact that it's also been completely wreaking havoc with my work at this point. I've burned through all of my available time off and may wind up having to take a short leave of absence towards the next month, depending on what kind of treatment is going to be required. Um, I can't rule out surgery at this point, whether that might be required. They've got to go in and actually put something to physically relieve the pressure in my head. Is it short term? Is it long term? Is it bacterial? Is it viral? Everything is still kind of up in the air. We just know that the cause is definitely being caused by the vision loss is being caused by the pressure inside my head. And yeah, that's pretty scary to contemplate. So that's where I'm at. I'll try to get, back to everything as soon as possible. I am keeping up on things that are going on the World of Madness server in the background. I'm, trying to keep an eye out on the discords and everything. Um, and yeah, I'll be back with you guys as soon as real life wants to stop shaking me around in its jaw for a little while. Anyways, thanks guys for watching, and hopefully next time I'm back, I'll be back with some better news and some happier news. Thanks for watching.